Hey Siri, play my Chill Vibes playlist on Apple Music.
Okay, here's Chill Vibes on Apple Music.
So I've been using the iPhone 15 Pro for 6 months now and I love this phone. Some of the great features that I love about it are the camera, battery, performance, screen, and the introduction of USB-C. Now I upgraded my phone from the iPhone 12 Pro and I can say that I've seen some huge quality of life improvements from the 12 Pro. But before I get started with the review, please pay attention to this graph. It will be more important later on, but please keep note of it. One of the great things about the iPhone is the quality of their cameras and sensors. Take for example the iPhone 15 Pro, which has a 48 megapixel primary sensor on its main camera. That's incredible because if you take most DSLR cameras, they don't even have that high of a megapixel count. Now don't get me wrong, you will still get higher quality photos by having a dedicated camera, but some of the photos that you can snap on the iPhone are just truly incredible. But instead of talking about it, let me actually just show you. Now, are you tired of your iPhone photos looking like this or this? Man, I wish I could take photos like Johnny. Well, now you're in luck because in the next minute, I'm going to show you how you can level up your photography game. First, you want to go into your settings, go to camera and turn on grid and level. Now you're ready to shoot. But you must remember that photography is all about framing, framing, and framing. So when you're starting out, have your subject in the middle of the frame and shoot at eye level. And a couple extra pointers for you guys. Please avoid being backlit. Have your subject face the sun so you get the cleanest possible image. Now you're ready to take photos just like Johnny. For more information, call the toll-free number 1-800-555-6578 to get the full photography guide for just a simple payment of $100. Again, call 1-800-555-6578 for the photography guide. Now, coming from the iPhone 12 Pro, one thing I noticed straight away was just the improved battery life on the iPhone 15 Pro. Back when I was rocking the iPhone 12 Pro, I'm not joking that no matter the circumstance, I always needed to charge the phone midday because it would just die on me. At the time, I was living in NYC and it was so annoying how fast my iPhone 12 Pro battery would drain. Now, when it comes to the iPhone 15 Pro, things are different. Of course, if I'm using my phone really heavily, I will need to charge it at some point in the middle of the day. But if I'm using my phone for normal everyday use, I don't have to worry about carrying a charger. Now, normal everyday use for me consists of scrolling through Instagram, watching YouTube, streaming music, and of course, replying back to people through messages. As you can expect, any newer model iPhone will have the best performance out of any other iPhones. The phone is super responsive and snappy, exiting and opening apps is a breeze, and I can tell you that I just get fantastic performance from this device. Now, one of the things I love about the iPhone 15 Pro is the fact that it has a 120Hz display. Now, let me tell you, if you haven't used a 120Hz display, it will absolutely change your life when it comes to using an iPhone. Now, if you're coming from an older iPhone, you won't notice that difference because you don't realize what you're missing out on. But once you go to 120Hz, you cannot go back. One of the great things about the iPhone 15 lineup moving to USB-C is that you can finally ditch the lightning cable and just charge all your devices with that one single USB-C cable. It is amazing. But the other great thing about the iPhone models moving to USB-C is that you can now plug in an external hard drive onto your iPhone. You can now import footage from your iPhone onto that external hard drive or record directly onto that hard drive from your phone if you're recording on log. And the other great thing is that you can now import footage from that external hard drive onto your phone, and it just makes the whole file sharing process a lot more easier and simple. Now, remember that graph from earlier I was telling you about? Well, let's bring it back. You can see the graph represents the points that iPhone 15 Pro has in the categories, but what you can also see are the points from older iPhones. As you can see, the discrepancy in the graph gets bigger when you have an older iPhone. Well, duh, that's obvious, but look more specifically if your iPhone is only a couple generations old. In a real sense, you're not seeing a huge improvement in the new phone. Sure, those little gains will be nice, but you'd be better off saving your money for a newer phone later on. Now, you should use this graph to determine if the new iPhone is worth it to you or not. Till next time, with love and respect, Yash.